Alrighty, I'm back and it's like, I don't even know what time it is, like 2 o'clock in the morning. I just could not sleep. And so sometimes when I can't sleep, I just get up and film makeup or film some type of skincare. So I'm just gonna do a makeup look today. It's not really planned, but I did decide to kind of pull in some old favorites that I used to use. I just haven't used them recently to see if I still even like these products anymore. Normally the first thing that I do when I do my makeup is I start with my brows. So I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty Brow Lift Gel and start off with that. And I just recently got, yesterday, I just got my eyebrows threaded. So they're all nicely fresh and shaped. And my cats are also at my door scratching, trying to get in, and I just am not going to do that. Do any of you all have pets? Because with one of mine, his name is Jazz. Maybe I'll show him one day. He's just so bad. He comes in the room and he runs around and plays, and all the other cats play. And I'm like, I'm just trying to sleep. I need you to sit down, simmer down, please. Thank you. After that is use my Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. It's been so long since I've used an eyeshadow primer. I typically don't do like elaborate eyeshadow looks anymore. And if I do, it's just something that I can use a powder bronzer as a base and then put some type of shimmer or a transition shade on top of it. I'm not really doing eyeshadow looks anymore. I have not used this for so long, and I actually really liked it when I first bought it. This is the Glossier Monochromes Essential Eyeshadow Trio in shade Teak. So I really like, especially the shimmer right here. And it comes in 3 different formulas, kind of like a matte, a suede, and then a shimmer right here. I would always use this shimmer to either top off on top of eyeshadow or put in the inner corner there. I'm gonna start off with this matte shade right here and just set my lid with it. And I'm just using a fluffy brush. I have no idea where I got this brush from. I've had this brush for literal years. Like I've had it for, oh, it's a Sephora brush. I couldn't tell you which Sephora brush it is, but hey. So yeah, I'm just gonna take this shade right here and just set my eyes and start kind of building up my crease. I'm gonna go in really quickly with this shade. And I'm just gonna pop that on the outer corner. And I know, obviously, there are different types of brushes, but I just love using a fluffy brush. It just gives me that airbrush blended look that I like to have. And when I need something a little bit more pointed or more precise, then I'll use a flat brush or something that is a little bit denser. To the Pat McGrath. This is the Bronze Seduction palette. This is the first ever Pat McGrath palette that I bought myself, and it's just such an amazing palette. All of these colors that Pat McGraths have in these mothership palettes, they're just so pigmented. They're so unique, and I've never really had other shadows that operate like them. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. I will say the one thing about palettes like these, it's great that you have these great colors, great formulas, but can we put the names of the colors on here? It has a little card that comes with it, but who am I to sit here and keep up with that little card? It's on my makeup shelf, but who am I to sit there and try to keep track of that? Why can't we just, this palette is like $120 something and we can't put the names of the shades on there? Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna take this and start patting it in the inner corner. I don't know if you can see the shimmer. Now, normally I would use my finger to put on shades like this, but I'm just trying to see how the brush would look first. And the brush is not really giving me what I want, so this is what it looks like on my finger swatched. Yeah, way more pigment when using the fingers. I love a good shimmer. If you know anything about me, I love shimmer. So I love highlighter. I love highlighting blushes. I love shimmer shades like that. I just love a good, clean, dewy, shimmery look. I'm gonna go back with the Glossier and use the shimmer shade right here. And I'm just gonna take a little bit and see how that looks on the inner corner. It adds a little bit of shimmer, but it's pretty similar to the Pat McGrath shade, which is what I wanted. I wanted to look a little bit cohesive. And I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes liquid eyeliner. I'm just gonna start with my left eye first. Raise your hands in the comments below if you are like me and have to hold your breath when you do your eyeliner. It's so nerve-wracking for me. My technique is, depending on how my mood is, I'll either start with my left or start with my right. I like to start with my left first because that's the eye I always mess up, and then I can just make my right eye look as close as possible to it. But I take my pinky and I try to sit my pinky right on my cheek, and then I just really slowly build up the lines. And I don't go all the way. I'm just gonna do that. I like for my eyes to look a little bit sharp and a little bit smaller because I feel like I have really big eyes and my eyelids are big too. So I wanna kind of reduce that and make them look a little sharper. So same thing over here. I'm gonna put my pinky on my cheek and I'm just gonna start with slow, small strokes until I get the length that I want. And then go out and connect the line. And I always start small like this so I can build up instead of starting with a big wing and then you can't go back from there. I don't have to go in and fill them in, but I just kind of want to fill in some of these little sparse areas. So I'm just going to start and just slowly start from the bottom and kind of carve it out a little bit. Just define the shape a little bit more. And this is the Rare Beauty Precision Pencil. This is shade Cool Brown. When I tell you it has taken so long for my brows to get to where they are now, you would not believe what they used to look like. When I was younger, I used to have a unibrow. Absolutely hated it because I used to get made fun of. As I got older, I started doing the razor. So I would like keep trimming and trimming it down until eventually they were like razor thin, like 2000s razor thin. And I thought that looked cute, y'all. I thought it looked real cute. I look back on it and now I know that it was not cute at all. So I am proud of my brows. So whenever someone compliments me on them, I'm very appreciative because it took me a while to get them back to looking as great as they do. Well, a couple weeks ago when I posted my last YouTube video, I was so sick and I didn't test positive for COVID, but I for sure was sick. I think I had like a sinus infection or something, but my throat was hurting. I was coughing a lot. I was congested and it was just not a great time. 0 out of 10, wouldn't recommend it. So it took me like pretty much a week and a half to get fully back to being well. And I could not talk for a minute there. I sounded really congested. So I'm happy that I'm feeling so much better. Next, I'm going to go in with my M Cosmetics Pick Me Up Mascara. It is a tubing mascara. and I love it. This is one of my favorite mascaras. So I'm gonna put on some concealer. This is, I normally use my Say Beauty or the under eye corrector from Rare Beauty, but this time I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty concealer in shade 340C. And I'm using this because I'm gonna be using a cream stick foundation that is also a little bit more on the light neutral side, kind of cool undertone, so I'm gonna use that. I'm just gonna dab this under my eye. And I consider myself to be neutral and warm tone, but sometimes with some brands, I end up being neutral and cool. So I get so confused about that sometimes. So I think it's really important to focus on color theory and look what is going to look good on your skin tone. And so I really try my best to get shades that are as close to my skin tone as possible. And I don't really use a lot of complexion makeup in the first place. I really focus more on my skincare. So I don't really have that problem too often anymore. I used to use like actual liquid foundations, skin tints, tinted moisturizers, the whole 9 yards. And then I was like, that's too much effort. I'd rather just focus on my skin looking healthy without all of that. And then that way I can add as much or as little product from other areas as possible that I want. And really what I look for in complexion products is something that's going to even out my skin tone. So as you see, this concealer might look a little bit light, but when I go on and put my blush and my highlighter on top of that, it's going to help to conceal and cover that up as well, but also blend everything together. And this isn't like too light on me that it just looks crazy. All right, I'm still sniffling just a little bit. But I think it's because it's super late and I really should have my butt in the bed asleep. All right, this is a foundation that I have not used in so long. This is the Mented Cosmetics Skin by Mented Foundation in L20. The L stands for light. Again, I see myself as medium or medium tan, so I don't understand how in some brands I'm considered light. I feel like that's a misnomer, but as you can see, this foundation really matches me pretty well. I will say I will give it the credit there that this foundation does match me pretty decently, or almost spot on, to be honest. All right, I'm gonna use the Mented buffing brush. I use this to buff out my foundation, and I'm just gonna try to use only the product that is on my face and then just thin it out. As you can see, like this is a match for me. You can't really tell that it's there, which is great. Let me go in and use my Cosmetics Portrait Mode Refining Setting Powder. And it comes with this little puff right here. I'm just gonna take a little bit and put it on my under eye to set that concealer. Now we're actually gonna go in with blush, and I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Beautifying Face Palette, and this is shade Pillow Talk Medium Deep. And these are the shades. I used to use this all the time. I love these two right here, and I would also use these on not only on my cheeks, but I will also use this on my eyes and my face. You can use all 4 of these shades for your eyes, cheek, and face. So I'm going to I'm going to start off with this shade right here. This is a super blush. I'm just gonna take it and drag my brush through it and then start lightly tapping. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this shade, this highlighter, and this highlighter right here. Just gonna tap, 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 and then just lightly apply it. Yeah, I need to use a different brush. Much better. This is the Komorebi brush from M Cosmetics. They just released it recently with 2 exclusive and limited edition blush shades. And I love using this for my highlighter. I'm gonna take some of this blush right here, the highlighter actually. I'm just gonna dab a little bit on my brow bone. I love doing this. I love taking a little bit of highlighter or even a little bit of liquid blush and just kind of tapping it under my brow bone just to add a little bit of light to where the light naturally hits my eyes and my face. So the last thing we're gonna do is lips. So I'm gonna take this Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Pillow Talk 2 medium. I'm gonna line my lips. And to top it off, I'm gonna take this shade right here. This is also Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush. It's like a lip tint, lip blur. I forgot the official naming for it. But you can either apply it full on for the full pigment, or you can blot it like I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna blot a little of this color on and then even it out. And that is it. Just a little quick look. Hopefully this is gonna help me go to sleep. If you like the look, please like and comment below and let me know and share this out. If you have any other products that you enjoy using, please let me know. Or if there are any products that I mentioned in the video that you have actually used or you like, please let me know. Let me know other shades of those. And yeah, I will talk to you all later. Bye.